Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of an October recap. My desk is messy and I've got to go to work soon, but here's the sketchbook I use periodically. So as I've shown pictures of, I've done Comtober this year. Crixus is the one who hosts this. These are a variety of the prompts. This is like an owl, lamp, wind, quilt, lightning, and I was trying to practice with a few different things and didn't really particularly like any one of the ones I chose. I've been playing with the dip pen quite a bit. So that was just that. Ink was the thing. Path. Not happy about that, but I made it. Sunflower. This one was done. Yeah, just before. I'm trying to think. Just before I think the frost hit. And then I accidentally did frog instead of fog, and both Crixus and Purple Ladybug said that they like the frog, so I, instead of doing fog, I said, you know what? I like the frog too. We're going to keep that. Next one was scone, and I did this one. I was waiting for a friend at a coffee shop, so, and I really like their scones. They're very good. You have garland. This is actually, it's a crocheted garland of leaves that I actually have. A pine tree. A lot of old growth forests have these white pines. Craft. I do a lot of crochet, so. And I grabbed my wooden hook. It's inline. I don't actually use it that often, but why not? Runner duck. Never did a duck. He's kind of cute. I used to have khaki Campbells, not Indian runners, but they're funny ducks. They look like they're hilarious when they run. And when you train border collies, a lot of people start them on runner ducks when they're little puppies, because you want to make sure the puppies can run as fast as the animal that they're working with. And so this was a male one, and it was just a picture I got offline. Brass. I don't really have a lot of brass things, but I did have an old spittoon. Technically, it's very tarnished, but I was trying to make it look a little prettier than it really is. That it was in a farm truck I bought. And yeah, spittoon is what guys, when they chew tobacco, would spit into. Anyhow, I very much cleaned that out, polished it as best I could, and I use it for just collecting stuff on one of my bureaus. And then the last one was burrow, and that's supposed to be a chipmunk, but it doesn't look like a chipmunk. And in a little, I made a little burrow in the stones. So that's the end of my Comtober. I liked this one. I completed it because it was only half the number of prompts. I have to admit, often I would just ink it and then come back and do the watercolor later. And I very much wanted to do more wash and not overthink it. This one, the reason why I don't like it is because then I tried to do more detail, and I made it, the more I kept working on it, the more I didn't like it. It just was overworked. Everybody else, it was just kind of more adding color for the sit-in with a little bit of shading. And I think I was happier with that. The ink, you could see I kind of rubbed it a little bit before it was dry on that. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy. I haven't started November, even though we have started November. And honestly, I'm trying to work. I'll share with you where I think I'm going to go with this. It's just that I'm not sure this is going to be the right book for November. It's kind of small. Next, I'll mention this. Last year, I got a lot of items from another artist's studio, and I donated quite a bit of the material to nonprofits in the area. One of them was an etching press that I donated to Holyoke Arts, so that people and just everybody can use it. I could still use it. There's no sense me keeping it if I wasn't going to use it a lot, and I didn't know how to use it. So, yeah, but this I did keep. It was the Gelli Arts. I've saw a number of people playing with them, and then I did too. It's funny because I do this thing where I watch like a billion videos before I actually get the confidence to go ahead and try it. And I finally did. I had a whole bunch of acrylic paint that we've collected over the years for, it's just the cheap stuff you use for projects with kids or whatever. And so what I did was I just, like, I put some pretty inexpensive acrylic down, and this is a sumac leaf. There's pretty much none on the trees right now, but I'm kind of happy with that. I mean, the colors are very Christmassy, but that's okay. And then I was just playing with different size brayers. This is a smaller brayer for that smaller gel. Just to get some line work and just kind of how thick or how thin. I guess they call this a ghost print. This was different leaves in the yard. This is like an oak. That one's Norway maple. Oh, I can't remember. Oh my gosh, my brain is gonna fart. So anyhow, this has got a little bit of brown and black in it. And then I was playing with a couple different textures. You know, I think this one I sprayed some water on. I sprayed something on it, and this picked up some residual from another pull. This is another one where I was trying to play with some of the texture. I mean, that one's kind of cool. Looks like winter. You know, it's just trying to make some blanks also. This is just regular copy paper. Playing with a different, like I didn't have a huge selection of ink at the time, so this is just a couple different yellows. These are cherry leaves from a black cherry. These are two different maples. No, actually, no, these are both Norway maples, but they're just two different trees, sorry. So there was a little bit of a residual, so then I just put this on there. Learning how long to leave the paint on to then pull it so that you can pull it. Can you pull it? You know, that kind of thing. Just learning the new medium, basically. This one, so what I was doing was lifting the paper up a little bit and then pulling the leaves off and then putting it back down again so you can get the veins and stuff. But you know, you can see I smudged a couple. I mean, actually, it's kind of cool, but even with the smudges, you know, the oak and the maple again. This is a sugar maple. You could tell the difference. We have in the suburb area, we have, this is our native tree, and these were planted because they grew quick. This is one of those things where you're like rolling the brayer off and I'm placing things down. So this is like the scrap thing. This is another one, which kind of has its own character to it. When you roll the brayer on the blank paper. I like this one actually quite a bit. You know, just more of the same. Leaving some there so I could do something else with it, or putting that down. I like the idea that there was just a little ghost of them. Trying to pull that up using just some white ink, not ink, paint. So, you know, this is what I was playing with, was just a couple of leaves in the backyard with my dog. And trying to look at some of the colors of the leaves themselves and just playing. This was just random stuff on my desk. Like a dog, old dog tag and stamp. This is caffeine, actually. It's a necklace my daughter gave me once. So, I'm trying to pick up some stuff. I ended up having to use something to get that off in the end. And, you know, I was playing with the printing. And I can't find, for the life of me, because I'm cleaning up my office space, I was just then rubbing these guys, you know, the leaves themselves, and then placing them on paper, and then just kind of rubbing them with my hands like that. And those were pretty, and I can't find the stack of them anywhere. So just like jelly printing versus just printing. I have a, I'll show you the board somewhere. That came with a lot of this stuff too that I've been using. So I think for next month, one of the things I've wanted to do for, oops, I'll hold this up here, ages, yeah, you can see my desk, is, okay, I bought this one just came, but I've seen this one on a number of times, and I've been really wanting to up my watercolor game. So I got this just to get me some ideas on how to Well, this one's from the library. I couldn't find it locally, and I will order it from one of our local bookstores. But I just kind of want to work through this in the month of November. And then this one next, which has more mixed media. I mean, I've got a bunch of things that I purchased this year, and I'll kind of share my explorations of this. Really, I just wanted to kind of up my watercolor game big time, and also just have some fun things. I guess some people call it fodder, or some people call it scraps, whatever. Just have some things I can put together in this little format. I'll share at the very end of this. I made a couple cards and sent them, and one person sent me a picture of it back, so I'll sneak that in. So yeah, I think November, I'm just going to work through these 2 books and kind of systematically. And yeah, you can see how messy my desk is. Yay. It's kind of where I am with this. I'm liking the idea of going back and forth between the fiber arts and then my other stuff. I've been doing an awful lot of organizing, getting rid of, I have a whole bunch of framing stuff. And one thing I'm going to do with Tuesdays is I have a lot of tools and art tools and woodworking tools and those kinds of crafty type tools. So I'm just going to do a Tool Tuesday thing where I take those out and explain what it is and use it. It's just kind of a little thing. I think I'm going to do those as shorts though. Yeah, that's kind of it.